Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
We need if we can survive! It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, back at it for a very special episode of In The Kliq. And what exciting week is lined up for us wrestling fans. AEW has a stacked card of events. First, you got AEW Rampage live at a special time this Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on TNT. This will be the go-home show leading up to AEW Double or Nothing this Sunday, May 29th, with the buy-in at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, followed by the main show starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, live on pay-per-view. You can watch on Bleacher Report here in the U.S., on Fite TV internationally, and in theaters as well. And joining me to talk all about it is the founder, co-owner, the president, the CEO, and GM of All Elite Wrestling, Tony Khan. How's it going, Tony?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm so excited to be talking to you again. Here we are. It's been a few months since we last checked in with one another, but thank you again for making the time. And I know it's a busy day with you, so let's jump right into it. So looking ahead to Double or Nothing stack card, we got Hangman Adam Page defending the AEW World Championship against CM Punk, MJF versus Wardlow, Hardys versus Young Bucks, Thunder Rosa defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Serena Deeb, the finals to both the men's and women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. I know I asked you this before. I put you on the spot last time. I'm going to do it again. I know it's like picking your favorite child, but is there one particular match you're looking forward to the most?
Well, yes. I am really looking forward to the World Championship match, first and foremost. I think Hangman Page is the best champion in pro wrestling right now. He's gone out, taken on everybody, won the title from Kenny Omega, defended it against the top competition, including Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, some of the best in the world. And now he's taken on truly the best in the world, the number one contender, CM Punk. And I think knowing everything it took to get CM Punk back into pro wrestling, and then everything he's been through since he came back, working his way to the top of the ladder and fighting in probably the most personal rivalry we've ever had in AEW, and I think one of the most personal rivalries ever in the sport of pro wrestling against MJF. And I just think Hangman Page versus CM Punk for the world title, it's hard to beat that, but that's what's great about Double or Nothing is it's just a stacked card top to bottom with awesome, awesome wrestling matches featuring some of the biggest stars in the sport, and we're going to have a lot of fun on Sunday on pay-per-view with Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And, man, as you just mentioned, Hangman defending the title against CM Punk. Man, what a promo and exchange last night they had on AEW Dynamite. As far as, Hangman at the end just saying he's defending, like, AEW against CM Punk. And, from a fan standpoint, we're seeing this babyface versus babyface. How tough is it for you from a booking standpoint to book this match when it is, like, babyface versus babyface?
Well, it's two guys that want to get in there and fight. And I think in the world of sports, you see a lot of times people that are popular in their own market, right? Fighting against each other, playing in big games. And in this case, we've got a big prize fight with two fighters that are very popular in the same fan base. And there are people that are fans of both wrestlers. There are a lot of people that are fans of Hangman and CM Punk, or one or the other. And it'll be a tough choice, I think, going out there with two of the most popular wrestlers in the world fighting one-on-one for the biggest prize in the sport, the AEW World Championship.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Just obviously been a longtime fan of CM Punk and Hangman, just the battles of all the opponents you just listed off a second ago. It really is going to be an amazing main event there. But, I also mentioned we're going to have the finals of the Owen Hart tournament. So how important was it for you to develop that working relationship with his wife and the family and the Owen Hart Foundation to put on this tournament? But what does it mean to you to have the Owen Hart brand associated with AEW?
Means the world. I think it's so huge that Dr. Martha Hart trusted AEW with the likeness and image of Owen, and that we were able to have this Owen Hart tournament to celebrate the legacy of one of the great pro wrestlers who just doesn't get talked about enough. And he was taken away far too soon under terrible circumstances. And now we can remember something hopefully nice about Owen Hart in pro wrestling. And it's really, for his family, given them a totally new connection to pro wrestling, which was not necessarily something they wanted to think or talk about for a long time. And now with the Owen Hart tournament, we've got such a great finals set up at Double or Nothing. We know that it's going to be this first time ever dream match, Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole in the finals. I mean, what a great tournament final that is, on the men's side. And in the women's bracket, we know it's going to be Dr. Britt Baker taking on either Chris Statlander or Ruby Soho, whoever wins in the semifinal match on Rampage, Friday Night Rampage coming up tomorrow on TNT.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's really cool what you've been doing with the whole tournament the last few weeks. Just really exciting stuff, just amazing matches. But, also looking ahead at Double or Nothing, we will see, I mentioned before, one of my good friends, Chris Jericho, the Jericho Appreciation Society, taking on Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and also Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley from the Blackpool Combat Club. It's going to be anarchy in the arena match. And I think for some fans, the build to this, they thought it was going to lead to Blood and Guts 2. I was just curious, was there any chance of that type of match happening here at Double or Nothing? Was that ever considered?
Well, I don't think it necessarily would make sense with what we had set up on the pay-per-view in terms of getting the cage up and down for Blood and Guts and also the seating, because it means less ringside seats, and we had such great fans coming to this show and such big attendance. It's actually the record gate for AEW. It's the first time we've ever sold over $1 million just in tickets. We're over $1.1 million in tickets for Double or Nothing before we even hit pay-per-view. And it's going to be a huge pay-per-view audience. And I think fans all over America and fans all over the world are talking about Double or Nothing. We've got AEW in 130 countries around the world now. It's grown so quickly from where we started. And to have the biggest event we've ever had back where we started in Las Vegas at Double or Nothing, it's a big deal.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. But, I am just curious, down the road, will we ever see a Blood and Guts 2? And I ask because will we ever see William Regal be the one to declare that match and yell, Blood and Guts?
It's an interesting thought. It's an interesting thing you bring up. I would not rule that out in the future at all. I think I would love for Blood and Guts to return to AEW. And certainly, I'll be honest with you, we still got the cage. Awesome. And I think it would make a lot of sense for Blood and Guts to come back to AEW.
Awesome. Okay. I look forward to that down the road when it happens. Also a lot of fans, last time we talked, you were teasing an announcement, and sure enough, you announced you purchased Ring of Honor, which a lot of people are super happy to hear and excited for. So I'm just curious, hey, is there a status update about what can we expect from Ring of Honor as far as, as a television show? Just see what's the future of that promotion for us fans on a potentially weekly basis.
Hey, I got to tell you, I'm hoping to get Ring of Honor on TV or streaming in the future, hopefully soon on a weekly basis. But it was thanks to you and the support of the great wrestling fans that we were able to bring Ring of Honor back on pay-per-view with the Super Card of Honor. And not only did I buy Ring of Honor for the library and the trademarks and the championships, but also because I believe we can operate Ring of Honor and do great events going forward together. And I've got a great media partner with Warner Brothers Discovery we can have some really exciting conversations, I think, now around what the future of Ring of Honor can be. And I think we're going to have a lot of time to have those conversations. Of course, AEW is coming to Los Angeles after Double or Nothing, so we'll be at the home of Warner Brothers Discovery, the entertainment capital of the world, after we have Double or Nothing here in the fight capital of the world in Las Vegas. So it's a big several weeks ahead for AEW, and I think also could be big for Ring of Honor in the future, because I'm looking forward to bringing those shows back as well.
Awesome. Okay. Now I see what you're saying there. I'm looking forward to, potentially what you can get done over the coming weeks. And I'm sure us fans cannot wait for, future announcements and stuff. Just really excited to hear all that. But, with that being said, hey, I'm here in San Francisco in the Bay Area. People are craving, for AEW to come up here. Any status or idea when that might be? I know you said LA, next week, but, anything for us Northern California people can look forward to?
I don't know exactly when we'll be able to announce it or when it's going to exactly happen, but I promise I am definitely going to bring AEW to Northern California. It's one of the most important markets in all of sports, and there are so many of you up there, so many wrestling fans and new potential wrestling fans, people we can make into wrestling fans. It's a great population, and it's one of the most important places we can bring AEW, and I promise we will come there. And I'm looking to do it in a major way. And in the next year, I believe we can do it. So I really do want to do that. It's our most important goal, I think, going forward in terms of live events, is to bring AEW to Northern California.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I look forward to that. Also, I saw Jim Ross announce on his podcast he signed an extension with AEW. So just how important was it for you to have JR stay on for the foreseeable future?
Well, it's hugely important. I think it's massively important. I really, really would like for JR to continue his announcing career for a long time. And when we launched, he was one of the most recognizable people, and he continues to be known as probably the greatest wrestling announcer of all time, and a household name in any household where they have ever followed pro wrestling in the last several decades. And across a number of companies, a number of regions, I think JR transcends the sport of pro wrestling, and having his voice in AEW and on AEW Dynamite every week and on our pay-per-view Double or Nothing, it's really, really a big deal, and he adds so much to the show.
That's great to hear. And, Tony, I know you got a busy day. You got the media call coming up shortly. I do appreciate your time. Just real quick, there were reports yesterday, Killer Kross was in talks with AEW. Obviously, the plans did not work out. We had W. Morrissey come out and being one of the handpicked opponents from MJF to take on Wardlow. But, can you confirm, did you have any discussions with Killer Kross about potentially coming in to AEW?
I have talked to Killer Kross before. He's a great guy. I love his voice. He's got a great voice, and he's obviously a great wrestler and a big, powerful, fearsome guy, and I am interested in him. I think he does great work, and he's a nice guy too, and I would be open to him coming in at some point.
Okay, great to hear. So listen, Tony, I know you have a busy day. I really do appreciate talking to you. Big fan of everything you've done and what AEW has done for pro wrestling. So thank you just for everything, and I do look forward to the day you guys can come to the Bay Area. I would love to do a sit-down interview, very similar to what you've done with Barstool Sports in the past. I would love to do something like that with you. But no, I look forward to Double or Nothing this Sunday, live on Bleacher Report, and of course Rampage tonight, 6:30 on TNT. And good luck with everything.
It'll be 3:30. Is Rampage, I think, going to be on at 3:30 out there?
Okay, so 3:30 our time. Yeah, correct. So 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific.
Yep, and we'll be on live, and I would love you to come out there and visit with you and do a live show with you. And, of course, I would love to bring AEW to the Bay Area, and I promise we're going to. We'll bring AEW to the Bay Area as soon as we can. And this weekend, Double or Nothing on pay-per-view, it's going to be a great event. And I just really appreciate you having me on, giving me this opportunity. There's so many great wrestling fans all over the world, and it's really cool how many wrestling fans there are in major media like yourself that have helped AEW grow by giving us this opportunity to come on and talk about our shows, about Dynamite and Rampage and Double or Nothing.
Awesome.
Big deal for you to give us the time. So thank you, Hugh.
Thank you, Tony. And I do appreciate it. Yeah, I was hanging out with Chris Jericho a couple weeks ago, and I said, man, every time we hang out, it's when Fozzy comes through San Francisco. I said, I would love to hang out when it comes to AEW. And he says, it will happen soon. So I'm glad, the pieces will happen, fall in place in the near future. So I look forward to that exchange in person with you. And like I said, good luck with everything. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Hugh.
All right.
Later, man.
Bye. There you have it. Thank you again to Tony Khan for being on the show. I appreciate him spending some extra time with me for this interview. Also, thank you to Tony for the compliments and words of encouragement. Can't wait to talk to him again, hopefully in person. Remember to watch new episodes of AEW Dynamite every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on TBS. Also, AEW Rampage will be live at a special time this Friday, May 27th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific on TNT. Also catch AEW Double or Nothing this Sunday, May 29th, with the buy-in at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, followed by the main show starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, live on pay-per-view. You can watch on Bleacher Report here in the U.S., on Fite TV internationally, and in theaters as well. You can follow Tony Khan on Twitter at Tony Khan and Instagram at Tony R. Khan. Make sure to follow AEW on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube as well. All right, Kliqsters, let's go home now. Remember to subscribe to In The Kliq on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. We're also on a ton of other major podcast platforms. Help the show out by rating, reviewing, leave a comment, and share the podcast. Subscribe to In The Kliq's YouTube page, watch the videos, hit the like button, and leave a comment. Please follow In The Kliq on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for @InTheKliq. Email us at inthekliq@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for tuning in and for all the support. And that's the bottom line because Huey said so.